Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So it's all about the indices hitting record highs, the S&P and the Nasdaq both notching record highs for a second consecutive session, and the Dow also piercing the 45,000 area once again. Not hitting a record, but hitting a fresh peak as the bull run keeps going. So it's all about traders' response to a tame CPI data, pricing in 100% that the Fed will now have to cut rates in September, sending stocks flying as well. Apple boosting higher in yesterday's session. So will we see the Fed finally crack, finally give in to not only the peer pressure from traders and economists, but also from Donald Trump, who is really pushing for rate cuts sooner rather than later? Is very, very exciting in the markets at the moment. As I said, the Dow just piercing 45,000, and let's just take a quick look at where we were a few months ago, because as you can see here, we were hitting a record high, then testing it once again, then testing it again, and then it was only at the back end of July that we saw a confirmed record, but it didn't close at that particular price. But now we are moving a little bit higher. On the daily chart, it looks a little bit more progressive because, like I said, we are now just finding our feet in this particular area. So we're just waiting to see if we're going to have another test at this record high just above 45,100, which is looking likely at the moment, let's face it. So when the American session does open, we are going to surely see another spike and prices could have another move higher. The only thing we're kind of worried about is the fact that if we do have a peak here, then this bearish divergence on the RSI could come into force and we could have a little bit of a sell-off, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. On the 4-hour chart, just looking now, that prices are in the realm of another move higher. So like I said, just trying to test this particular area, but it didn't really close to progressively, had firm resistance at that last point before moving a bit lower than that. So what do you think? Our stocks going to keep on pushing, our indices going to keep on flying. Also, we've got tomorrow's meeting with President Trump and Vladimir Putin, which could send markets a little bit spiraling, but we'll wait and see the outcome of that. Just a quick look on the S&P. Like I said, hitting another record high, nothing out of the ordinary there. We're just seeing prices after this correction. As you can see here, we did move above 64.30 quite easily, and now we are testing the higher end of 6400, possibly hitting 65 by the end of the week. So lots to take in. The same story on the Nasdaq as well. We're just basically worried about this slight bearish divergence that could come into play, but other than that, nothing's really stopping stocks at the moment, really flying. And obviously, as we approach the end of August, okay, we're in the middle of it now, but only a few weeks away until the Fed's next interest rate decision. We are expecting a cut. Just let's see how much of a surprise that's going to be, not only on indices and stocks, but on the foreign exchange community as well. The dollar really pressured in the last few sessions by Fed Chair Jerome Powell's comments. So we'll wait and see if that's going to have any bearing on the outcome for the rest of the year and hopefully avoiding a recession for America. So thank you very much for joining me once again. And until next time, have a great trading day ahead and bye for now.